Chris Robinson here, former two-time lightweight champion Julio Diaz. Very big fight for you. Shawn Porter, December 15th. How is everything for you? How are you feeling heading into that fight?
I feel ready, real confident.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good state of mind. I'm just comfortable. It's just another fight for me. I think it's a bigger fight for him. You know,
Right.
I have fought bigger fights, better opponents.
Okay.
So I'm just getting ready, and it'll be another day for me.
How do you assess Shawn Porter as a fighter? Like, is there anything you've seen him you're trying to exploit? How do you assess him?
I just think he has good skill. He's a young, fresh fighter, but I mean that's about it. He lacks everything it takes to beat a person like me.
Okay. Now, you had a pretty, outstanding career. You've won a world title 2 occasions. Could you kind of take me back to, like, your history in the sport? Like, how did you initially get into boxing?
Well, I started boxing when I was like 7, 8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and following in my brother's footsteps. And once you know it, I was caught up in it, and just took it from there. I did very well in the amateur career. I had a lot of fights, about 100 fights in amateur, and then turned professional and just started my knockout streak right from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I kind of lost my focus for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I started paying the price for that. And then tried to get back in action. I've had a lot of ups and downs in my professional career, and but with that came a lot of good experience, and I learned a lot more. That's why I feel I'm a lot better fighter now than I was before.
Okay.
You know, I think I'm just in my prime right now with the way I feel, with my experience, and I just learned the rough way.
Right. Now, what was the most gratifying victory of your career, or maybe the most gratifying moment for you so far?
I gotta say when I won my first world title,
Mm-hmm.
that was a very special moment. You know, for being the first world champion here in the Valley, and given the fact that I wasn't supposed to have that chance, they tried to, they even offered me some money to step aside. They were trying to make the how to get fight with somebody else, and I took my chances. I go, no, I ain't stepping aside. I want my shot.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I paid my dues and I got my world title the tough way. I wasn't babied into it. They didn't give it to me. I got it the rough way, and that's why it was so gratifying, because I went through all obstacles to get there.
And your brothers, they were both contenders themselves. Older brother Joel even trains Timothy Bradley. People know him for that. Did you always have a good bond with him coming up and being in boxing with him?
Yes. Even till this day, even till today, we've always stuck together. With Antonio, he helped us, and then now we help him. Joel helped us, and vice versa. We've always stuck together, and make each other strong.
And you mentioned, you had some ups and downs, some tough losses. What has it taken from you to bounce back from those defeats and still have a strong mindset?
I think it's, I have a strong mentality. I'm a strong person, in and out. I just think, like I said, we did what we could with what we had. I became a 2-time world champion with what I had, just raw talent and whatever I had. We never had conditioning trainers. We never had nutritionists. We didn't know what vitamins was, and I got that far just like that, just training here by ourselves, doing the diets the opposite way, the wrong way, and I started. The sport became much harder for us. It was very tiring. It was, we would work twice as much than anybody, thinking it was a good thing to do, and it was the wrong thing to do.
Right.
So now, I think we caught up. We got that out of the way, and now, boxing is more enjoyable now.
And through all your fights, whether wins or losses, are there any key fights that you learned the most from?
Yes, from the Castillo fight, I enjoyed that fight a lot. It was a young, green prospect. And me, I fought a veteran. Like Castillo, when he was in his prime before the Corrales fight. I saw what experience and knowledge does in the ring. compared to youth most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel right now. You know, I feel like a Castillo right now, but I feel fresh, you know? Thank God all my career I never had any injuries. I never been beaten where it affects my ability to perform. My time is still there. I feel young and fresh, but with that knowledge and experience.